Hey everybody, we're currently in some interesting times right now with all non-essential businesses being shut down, because that causes our APA league to be shut down as well until the businesses are able to open back up. But I was able to get one more match recorded on March 11th right before the shutdown began, and in this match I'm up against another skill level 7, so our match is going to be a race to 5. So sit back and enjoy the match, and I'll see you when it's over.
Okay, let's see who wins the lag and breaks first. Well, I lost this lag, so my opponent gets to start the set off. Looks like my opponent dropped a solid on the break, so that makes me stripes. But it also looks like my opponent doesn't have an opening shot, so let's see what they decide to do. And my opponent opens with a safety. And it's a good one at that, because I don't have an open shot either, so I have to answer with my own safety. And for anybody that's wondering, that was a good hit. The cue ball did hit the 4 ball before it hit the rail. But this did leave me an open shot for the 9 ball. I'm going to play a little draw on this and try to get position on the 15 ball next. I didn't quite get the position I wanted. The 11 ball actually blocks my pats at the 15. I can still play the 15 ball, but I would have to do a rail first shot, and I don't really have a shot after that. So instead, I decided to go for the 13 ball and still try to get position on the 15 ball. And the reason why I'm so focused on the 15 ball is because I want to open up that pocket for my 11 and my 12 ball. Oh crap. I certainly wasn't expecting the cue ball to come off the 4 and scratch like that. I agree with my opponent starting with the 5 ball having ball in hand. The only thing I would have done differently is I would have played position for the 1 ball because in my opinion, that's the second hardest ball on the table to play position on. Now that right there, my opponent should have taken the opportunity to try to break apart the 2 and the 8 ball after pocketing the 4 ball. and this is where I think my opponent's run should come to a stop. Yep, and my opponent plays a good safety, separating his 2 from the 8 ball, and the 2 ball is actually blocking my way to my 4 stripes that I have in the upper left corner. But I'm just going to answer back with another safety by kicking at my 15 ball. Now, I wasn't expecting the 15 ball to kick the cue ball back out into the open. I thought it would have ended up right behind the 11 and my opponent would have been completely hooked. Because now he can see the 2 ball, but I think I'm okay because I don't think the 2 ball passes by the 8 ball to go into the side pocket. Whoa, I guess my opponent thought the 2 ball could go past the 8 ball to go into the side pocket. Now with these last 5 stripes on the table, I'm going to start with the 14 ball to start my run to the 8 ball. But I'm curious, how many of y'all would start with the 10 ball instead? Now from the 10 ball, I'm going to play position for the 12 ball in the lower left corner pocket. Here you can see me checking where I can leave the cue ball so that I can shoot the 12 in such a way to get position on the 15 ball next, because the 11 ball does not pass by the 15 ball to go into the upper left corner pocket. Now from the 15, I just draw off the side rail so I can shoot the 11 into the same pocket. Now, I didn't want the cue ball to come back that far to where I have to bridge over the 2 ball, but I'm still okay because now I can draw back off of the 11 ball to get position on the 8 ball. Now, I'm certainly not suggesting that was the route you're supposed to take for those last 5 remaining stripes. It was just the route that I came up with at the time. So what other routes do you think I possibly could have done? And I take down the first rack. Well, rack 2 is off to a slow start with that dry break. Looks like I'll be stripes again. It looks like my opponent was going to play the 5 ball, but then changed his mind. Yeah, I think I would have played the 5 ball and gotten position for the 3 next to go in the lower left corner pocket. Oh, good shot. I thought the 9 ball was blocking the path to the 5 ball. I think if he would have made that 3 ball with top right spin, the cue ball would have avoided scratching in the corner pocket and contact the short rail and then the side rail, come between the 9 and the 15, and he would have had position on the 8 ball to go into the same pocket. Now with all my stripes being near the middle of the table, you're pretty much going to see me keep the cue ball near the middle of the table as I play from shot to shot, starting with the 14 ball and then going to the 12. Now I actually didn't want my cue ball to draw back like that because I wanted to shoot the 12 ball in the upper left corner pocket and just let the cue ball gently roll forward so I can shoot the 11 in the lower left corner pocket and then follow up with the 10 to go in the upper left as well, because that way my last 3 remaining stripes on the right side I can deal with to get position on the 8. Now you're going to see me start trading shots from side to side as I continue the run. Now on that last shot, the cue ball actually rolled a little too far forward, and now I don't have as much of a cut angle on my 10 ball as I would like. I can still shoot it and get position on the 15 ball, but because the cut angle is small, I have to hit the cue ball a little bit harder just so it has enough momentum to bounce off the side rail and then go back towards the middle of the table to get position on the 15 ball. And as you can see, even then I still hit it too hard because now I have to draw off the 15 ball and allow the cue ball to run into the 8 ball so that way I can shoot the 8 ball in the upper left corner pocket. Now could I have made the cue ball go 2 rails and play the 8 ball in the same corner pocket? Yeah, I probably could, but at the time, this is what I was comfortable at doing. Rack 2 is mine as well. Another dry break. Wow, my opponent claimed solids with a 4-ball combination. I think my opponent was wanting to get position on that 3 ball so he can shoot it in the lower right corner pocket, and just ended up a little short. Not sure about that one because he freed up my 15 ball, because now all I have to worry about is getting my 10 ball free. But I see a way of doing that right now by playing the 12 ball and getting position on the 14 ball so I can cut it in the upper right corner pocket and then have the cue ball break the 10 ball apart. Well, now I have to break the 8 ball away from the 6. And currently, the only way I see that happening is if I'm able to cut the 11 ball into the upper left corner pocket and have the cue ball come off the side rail and then run into the 8 ball and the 6 ball. But I can't do that now, so I have to build a route to get there. Now right here I saw another option where I can possibly break the 8 ball away from the 6. By playing this 9-10 combination, the 10 ball is going to go into the side pocket and the 9 ball is going to start heading towards the 8 and the 6. And if the 9 ball catches the 8 ball on the left side, they're just going to split apart to where the 8 ball will have a path towards the right corner pocket and the 9 ball should still have a path towards the left corner pocket. And as you can see, that plan didn't work out so well. However, the 9 ball does go into the upper right corner pocket, which gave me another alternative to break the 8 ball apart. Because now I can play the 15 in the lower left corner pocket, and then play the 11 ball into the upper left corner pocket and get position on the 9 ball to where I can play it in the upper right corner pocket and then allow the cue ball to break the 8 ball away from the 6. And here's one of the disadvantages of being a short person where I can't reach the cue ball. And I actually think this is the first time you'll have seen me use a bridge on one of my matches. Here you see me checking where I want the cue ball to be when I play the 9 ball into the upper right corner pocket. That way the natural angle will send the cue ball into the 8 and 6, separating them. Now you see me jump up and down like that because I can see that the natural cut angle on the 8 ball to go in the right corner pocket sends the cue ball into the upper left corner pocket, scratching, and I would lose the game. So I have to apply draw on this cue ball just to be able to avoid the scratch. And I take down rack 3. And I finally make a ball on the break, so I'll be solids for this rack. And right here, I'm trying to decide if I want to shoot the 3 ball or the 4 ball as my opening shot. I don't particularly like the 3 ball because the natural angle from the 3 ball takes me over to that side pocket. I either have to follow into the 10 ball or try to draw the cue ball in between the 9 and the 15. And I don't like either option. So I actually decided to play the 4 ball into the corner pocket and then play position for the 3 ball so that I can try to carom it off of the 15 ball to go into the side pocket. Now if I can just make this shot, I can get position on either the 6 ball or the 7 ball, and that'll allow me to get position on the 1 and the 2 on the left side so that I can shoot them into the upper right corner pocket, and that could possibly lead me to a break and run. And I actually caromed the 3 ball too thinly off of the 15 ball, so forget about that. This is looking good for my opponent. Now, I don't know if the cut shot was too thin, but I think I would have tried to play the 11 ball in the upper left corner pocket and just have the cue ball run into the 1 and the 2. That would cause the cue ball to stop with position on the 12 ball, and then playing from the 12 to the 9 should be rather easy. Now that actually was a good back cut shot by my opponent, but it's just unfortunate that he doesn't have a shot on his 11 ball. It looks like he's going to have to try to kick the cue ball off the bottom rail just to have a chance for the 11 ball to go into the side pocket. Yep, but he misses the 11 ball entirely, giving me ball in hand, and he broke apart my 6 and 7. Now the 6 and 7 actually weren't an issue, but with them being separated like that, my run out is now easier. I'm actually going to start with the 3 ball and then just slowly work my way up the table to where the 1 ball is going to be my last ball before I get position on the 8 ball. Ooh, I cut that one a little too close. And my opponent gives me that rack, and I'm now on the hill, needing only one more game to win the match. Now let's see if I can make the 8-ball on the break. Lots of movement, but nope. But I did make a solid on the break, so let's see what I can do with this rack. Right here, you see me acknowledging to myself that my 1-ball and my 3-ball are going to be my issue, and I'm trying to figure out how I can break them out so that way I can do a break and run. And the first thing I think of to break my 3-ball out is to try to cheat the side pocket with the fly ball and have the cue ball draw off of it and try to break the 3 away from the 9-ball. And I didn't cheat the pocket enough, and I got super lucky that I didn't scratch off of my 7-ball into the side pocket, and I even still got the 3-ball away from the 9-ball. I deserved to miss that after getting lucky on my last shot. Well, it looks like my opponent was trying to play safe and certainly wasn't expecting that. And now with ball in hand, I can deal with my last trouble ball, the 1-ball. Now before I start this run, what ball do you think is going to be the last ball I play before I get to the 8-ball? Now here's the deciding point. Do I play the 3-ball or do I play the 7-ball? I ended up deciding to play the 7-ball in the lower right corner pocket and getting position for the 4-ball to go into the upper right corner pocket, and using my 3-ball as the last ball to go into the lower left corner pocket and play position for the 8-ball to go into the side pocket.
And there you have it, everybody. I was able to win my match 5-0, but because I lost the lag, I wasn't able to earn a rackless patch since I had to rack for the very first game. Now, I'd like to thank everybody for the support you've all given me with these APA matches that I've been posting. It makes me happy to know that you've been able to learn a few things by me showing where I'm hitting on the cue ball and then hearing my thought processes of how I break down the table during my match. Now, I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to be able to post another match of mine, as you all are well aware of the current situation that we're in. So now more than ever, be sure to take care of yourself until we're relieved of the situation and are able to return back to playing the game that we all love and enjoy. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.